Hi, I'm Len, and welcome to my next chapter in my journal to retirement or into retirement. This is my third time trying to record this particular video. I hope this one's the charm. So it's a few technical issues. As you can see, I've started wearing my new microphone now, so hopefully that will help with some of the audio, thanks to my daughter. And trying a new camera setup too as well, which I hope is a little bit more enjoyable from a viewing perspective. So welcome to my channel. I've been sharing various topics as I was entering into retirement and through my journey in retirement. I'm just about 4 weeks retired now. I retired July 1st, 2024, and I hope that my stories are helping you. Today's particular journal story is on my own personal healthcare journey. I wanted to share this in case it helped some of the viewers get started, motivated, whatever it might do. I thought I would share it. It was one that's evolved over many years, and I hope you find it helpful. Again, my name is Len, and if you like what I have to say here today, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It will help the channel. Thank you. So let me begin. Quite a few years ago, I was getting constantly colds, flus, not feeling well during the winter months. I live in the Northeast, so feeling sick. And I mean, I would get them bad. I would get really bad colds and flus. One of the things I started doing for myself was becoming a taker of vitamins, vitamin C, multivitamins, and a few other basic vitamins like vitamin D. And I found that doing that for myself really helped strengthen my immunity. And I've not been nearly as sick in years since I've started taking vitamins. And I know everybody's a little bit different, and there are people who believe vitamins are just a waste of money. But for me, it worked, and I just wanted to share that. And I don't do anything special with vitamins. I just go to my regular wholesale club, BJ's in my case, and buy their branded vitamins and use those. Everybody will try and market their vitamins in certain ways and say theirs is better than others, but I honestly believe that they're all pretty much the same. And looking at as I've said in the past, I'm a chemist. I look at the chemical composition of these formulations of the vitamins, and they're all more or less similar to each other. And I find them to be pretty equivalent. So just thought I'd share that with you. Of course, there's the old adage that correlation isn't causation. In my case, I feel like there is a correlation between me taking vitamins and not getting ill. And I do attribute the cause of that to being me not getting ill is to taking the vitamins. So I can't prove it, but it's worked for me. Thought I'd share that. More recently, in my own healthcare journey, I had put a lot of effort into really reinventing my body. It began back in 2016, and I was very much out of shape. I weighed about 260 pounds, and I was not doing any exercising other than a little bit out in the garden. And I really needed to do something to change my life. And what really instigated that was I was working in the garden and I injured myself while doing some work in the garden, and I herniated my L2, L3 disc in my back. Fortunately, I was able to avoid surgery, but for anyone who's had a back injury like that, you just know how excruciating the pain can be and disabling, and in fact scary, because you really don't know whether you're going to recover from it, and is this going to be the rest of your life or not. And in my case, it took a few weeks, but I began to see improvement, and I got more optimistic and knew I could pull myself out of it. And I sought help from my doctor to get pain management. That was my step one. My step two was to get into physical therapy. And I got into physical therapy for about 8 weeks and got some strength back in one of my legs that I'd lost a lot of strength in, as well as my lower back. And I continued to be disciplined to do the exercises I learned from physical therapy over the next 6 months or so to the end of 2016. I continued to do those exercises on a regular basis. Actually, today even, I continue to do some of those exercises on a regular basis. One of the other things I did for myself during this period of time, from probably mid 2016 to end of 16, was I began to see a chiropractor. I believed in a well-balanced care of my body, so I found chiropractor to be helpful in terms of helping me maintain my flexibility and helping me with any of the aches and pains I experienced along the way. Because you do an exercise and all of a sudden you can trigger a back spasm, and they would be able to help me out with that and help me relieve me from some of that. One of the other things I sought out too was to see a massage therapist who specialized in working with athletes. So more sports massage, deep tissue, therapeutic massage. If you ever had a deep tissue massage, this is not something you enjoy. These are painful, but very useful type of massages if you have a body that needs to be reconstituted in a way that your muscles have lots of knots and build up in them and stuff. And I found that to be a good balance of things. A therapeutic massage for an hour should typically cost somebody maybe $75 for an hour with a good sports therapist. It will not be an enjoyable event, but it will be a very helpful to your overall lung health. So I was combining my exercising from physical therapy with a chiropractor, which actually my medical insurance ended up covering a large portion of that. And my massage therapist also was relatively inexpensive. And I think even I had a prescription from that from my chiropractor, and that helped me in some of the costs for my therapy. You can even, if you have an HSA account, you can even pay for it through your HSA. I'm not sure medical covered it, but I was able to get some tax breaks, I think, because of that. So just share a little bit about that with you. As I went into 2017, I decided it was time to ramp up what I was doing for myself, and still being about 260 pounds, I said, okay, it's time to start losing some weight. And one of the things I did was I went out and joined my local LA fitness gym with the intention of using the swimming pool, which that particular club did have, and using that as a way of getting some low impact but good aerobic exercise. And I found that to not be very practical for me because I was constantly waiting for an opportunity to get a lane in the pool to do my workout. And given my lifestyle and my work commitments, that wasn't very practical. So I was offered through the club to try working with a trainer, which I gave a shot. It was a free session, and I found I liked it. I liked the partnership with working with the trainer, the motivation they provided, and that they were scheduled. And I would be very focused in what I was trying to do. I got 25 minutes with a trainer, and I would get out of it as much as I put into it. So as quickly as I could move through it, I would get more exercises in. And if I wanted to do more of them, I could do them later on my own. One of the things I would encourage if you do work with a trainer is keep a good journal of your exercises, your weights, your reps, and your own body weight over time, week to week, month to month, whatever works for you, because tracking it and seeing your progress is a great motivator. And there'll always be times where you get a little off the rails and things don't quite go the way you want, but eventually you're moving in the right direction. And it's a great motivator to see those numbers and track them over time. So I would highly recommend that, keeping a journal. And then I worked with that trainer for over a year. And how did I choose my trainer? Because you join the club, there were probably about 6, 7 trainers that were available. And I did workouts with each one of the trainers. And some of the trainers would train to my age, which I didn't particularly like because I thought I was a little bit more capable than their assumption of what I could do given my age. And then others would train to my ability, which fit more in what I was looking for. And then once I narrowed it down, I went with the trainer that I felt would work me the hardest and the most. Not the one who was the easiest on me and was the nicest. It was the one who was the one I dreaded seeing. Um, but that person, really helped me turn around my life. And it was a trainer I chose. And I worked with that trainer, only that trainer, for the next year. And I would do 2 to 3 sessions a week. That can get pricey, and if you're not able to do that, then even 1 session a week and keeping good notes and doing those workouts on your own at home or wherever, or even just going to the gym to do them. Or if a gym isn't an option for you, there are a lot of apps today that offer workout routines that if you have a couple of very basic supplies at home, you can do things. It's amazing what you can do body weight exercise wise that can really help improve your health. But I think body weight exercises are fantastic. It's probably a majority of what I do. And I really encourage people to really think about that. And again, if gym's not an option, there's a lot you can do in your own home with a simple yoga mat and maybe a few other simple things like resistance bands and so on. So I worked with that trainer for about a year. And over the course of that year, I dropped from 260 pounds down to the upper 170s, I think about 178 by February of 2018. And at the end of 18, I transitioned out of working with the trainer. The only reason I really did that was because it was at a point where I was moving to Singapore. But fortunately, I kept that journal, and the place where I went to live in Singapore had a small gym, and I was able to keep up the discipline of my workouts and the exercises that the trainer had taught me. So I continued to maintain that. On the eating side, I really had to reinvent what I was eating. I was just not eating the right things for my body. I was eating way too many carbohydrates, which was not good for myself. And I pulled back on my carbohydrates. I didn't eliminate them, but I reduced them a lot. And I focused more on eating salads with things in it that I enjoyed eating, tomatoes, cucumbers, even some raisins and stuff to help sweeten it up a little bit. I would avoid heavy salad dressings or any salad dressing at all. Because I just felt like they were adding unnecessary calories. And I would mix in several portions of fruit a day. Blueberries and strawberries are fantastic. I think it's Mother Nature's candy. And I would also mix in nuts with that. I'm a big, I enjoy eating almonds. Almonds, I like roasted almonds with a low salt content. You got to be careful. A lot of times people will add oil to them. I try to stay away from roasted almonds with added oils. I use just basically roasted almonds with some light salting to them. But I really managed my diet closely, but not so disciplined that I would get discouraged. So way I'd manage my eating would be I would have breakfast, and what worked for me was a couple hours later I'd be having a snack, some fruit, some nuts, then lunch. A couple hours later, again, another snack, likely fruit. And then a couple hours after that, I would be eating dinner. And then after dinner, I would allow myself to have a low calorie dessert. I have a sweet tooth. I enjoy that kind of thing. And then my dessert might be like a fruit flavored popsicle. Maybe on some of the popsicles I enjoy eating are a popsicle called Outshine. And they're very low in calorie. But they're enjoyable. There are other options. That's blueberries and strawberries for desserts is a wonderful way of doing it. Sugar-free Jello is another one. Just the kind of things that satisfy that sweet tooth in you. And I am an ice cream lover, and I still partake in my ice cream. I enjoy it. I did not cut it out of my diet, but I manage it. Maybe I'm having it once a week, a small portion, or once every 2 weeks, just depending upon how I feel. But that's really the way I manage my diet. And you have to give yourself grace to get off your diet every once in a while. When I mean off it, like have a meal out that you enjoy it, or a day off from your diet here and there, to just do things to enjoy life and not get discouraged by having to constantly eat according to your diet. It helps a little bit with giving you something to look forward to and managing that mental balance of being into that diet discipline. But you'll find over time that once you manage like that, your body will begin to adjust to the new way of eating and your weight will slowly come down. And for me, the magic potion was combining the exercise with the change in my eating habits. The exercise ramped up my metabolism. I reduced my caloric intake, and the two of those really helped me shed the weight over that year to get down to that upper 178 pounds, or somewhere near 170s, 178 pound there. So that's what really worked for me. Now today I continue to manage my weight pretty carefully. I'm on the scale once a week to manage my weight. I do monthly recorded weigh-ins on my weight so I can track it over time. I have weights for many years now that I track. And if you're not going to measure it, you can't manage it. And that's always been one of my adages. And you have to be able to be willing to get on that scale. And yes, you're going to have times where you're going to go off the rails and you're going to go up and you're going to go and have a vacation and you're going to enjoy yourself and eat the things you haven't been able to eat. And when you get back to some of that discipline. And a couple of weeks later, you're pulling your weight back down and getting back down to where you need it to be. So that's not a failure. That's just enjoying life. And we all have to enjoy life. A lot of us right now in our retirement years, we have more years behind us than we have in front of us. But to really enjoy that retirement, we need to keep ourselves as healthy as possible. And part of that is managing who we are and how we eat, and but also giving ourselves grace when we need to do that in order to enjoy life a bit. Today, in addition to continuing to manage what I eat, I do a workout routine 5 mornings a week where I get up and do really a mixture of yoga and core exercises. I'll put some notes in the description of this video about what I'm doing. And the reason why I do it 5 days a week is, for me, it gives me something to look forward to those 2 days off a week. And then I'm working hard to get through those 5 days to get to the 2 days off. And then I start the next week with the 5 days. And it works for me. For other people, taking 2 days off a week might be a bit dangerous because you may not be motivated to restart doing the exercises. And if that's you, then what I would suggest is think about mixing up your workout routines. Maybe have a heavier day and a lighter day, or a longer workout and a shorter workout. Something that helps you manage so you're not exhausting your body and so on, to help manage through the workouts and stuff. And then generally 4 days a week I do other workouts. So I work out in the morning with the 5 days a week, and then 4 evenings a week I'll do workouts, and I split it. Two workouts will be focused more on weight and training type exercises, which are a lot of those body weight exercises I was referring to. And when I talk about weight, I'm not talking about anything excessive here. I have dumbbells. I have 2 25-pound dumbbells and 2 40-pound dumbbells, and I use those for whatever exercises I'm doing. And I could use both of them or one of them, depending on an exercise that I might be doing. And I'll put some notes in the description about the kind of exercises I do, but there are many different exercises you can do out there, and those weights can really assist. And you should choose a weight that fits you. If you're having pain because you're using weight, then back down the weight. At one point I was using a 45-pound dumbbell. I started to have forearm pains. I backed down to 40 pounds because it was just too heavy for me. So I'll do those workouts, and I combine them with some other equipment. I went out and bought a Bosu a Swiss ball, which I use as part of my exercises, and then also a Bosu ball. You may not know what a Bosu ball is. If not, you can look it up online, but it really helps your balance as well as challenging your core. And there's a lot of exercises you can do with a Bosu ball. Then the other 2 evenings a week, I work a little bit more aerobically. Originally, I was doing a lot of treadmill workouts, and I ran pretty intensively on a treadmill. I didn't enjoy running outside. I preferred running on a treadmill, which I know a lot of people don't like doing, but it worked for me. And I did pretty intense workouts, but after about 4 years of working out on a treadmill, I began to notice I was having pain in my hip and my one ankle, and I decided to change things a bit. I had to go through a break because I really had injured my one ankle and needed to let it heal itself. But after I came back from that break, I started using the elliptical, and I found now the elliptical for the past 2 years or so has really worked for me. And I give it a good hard workout. I put the setting up to, almost to the top level of the machine. That works for me. You need to find your own place in terms of how you can work out. And I give it a good workout for an hour or so until I feel like I've worked up a good heart rate and feel good about the workout. So that's the way I manage it today. And I just recently weighed myself, and I weigh 174 pounds as of this week. So again, as I said, over time, it's drifted up. I've pulled it back down, and it's drifted up, maybe 10 pounds because of vacation. Then I get back disciplined again and pull it back down again. I think once you get that confidence to know that you can go up and pull it back down again, and you've done that 2 times, you begin to relax a little bit about giving yourself some room to do that and enjoy life a little bit, because you need to be able to do that. So that's been part of my journey on the health side of things. I'd be more than willing to answer any questions that might come up in the comments. Please add comments about maybe your own health journey, what's worked for you, what you're struggling with. Maybe others can help with comments to help provide suggestions to you. And again, if you like what I've had to say, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. It will help with the channel. I'm trying to grow the channel, and look forward to hearing from you. So again, thank you for listening, and have a great day.